Okay. Jeez. Okay, I'm getting a phone call. Well, that was perfect time. I gotta answer this. But I have good news. It works.
Has connected to your phone and is
Good morning. Ignore the earmuffs. I got an ear infection. It'll be warm soon and I'll be able to take these goofy things off. I don't know if it like helps, it just feels better. Anyways, last night was progress. So I was working on the safety circuitry. Other than that, I also got a rejection email back from the makerspace saying, hey, we cannot take you into our class if it's full. And I'm like a little frustrated, but totally understand, like, you guys got procedures for a reason. Who am I to think that I'm better than those procedures? I was just thinking about putting that money that I set aside to pay a friend of mine that has used the CNC plasma machine before and ask him if he would teach me how to use the equipment, and I can pay him, give him the money for his time instead of me paying for the class. It can hopefully be 3 hours instead of 6. I wasn't using the wired microphone. Okay, as well as being able to keep to this theme of urgency, to be able to sell a unit by the end of the year. And even that is a little long for me. Only God knows kind of what it looks like. For the rest of the year, I'll be going to work, come home, try to work on that safety circuit. If I can get a safety circuit down, I'll go from this prototype breadboard that I have, I'll show a picture right here of what a breadboard is, to a more sophisticated perf board or other PCB method before I end up ordering things from somebody. And yeah, I also had an idea this morning, and I thought you can go straight to a manufacturer and be like, hey, this is my idea, this is my proof of concept, i.e. what I got already, without the safety circuit. Anyways, I can go to a manufacturer and be like, this is my proof of concept, can you build it for me? And they totally will. And it'll probably be faster than whatever the heck I'm trying to do. I don't know what the price point looks like, but I can hear my ego. I can hear my ego, and my ego says, Isaac, you've wanted to learn how to do this anyways from start to finish. Why don't you do it your way from start to finish? But, there's also a caveat to the way that I'm doing it by building it the prototype myself instead of sending it out to a manufacturer, is that I don't have to wait for these really long lead times, and I also don't have to be at the mercy of their prices. I also don't have to be at the mercy of making adjustments, because I'll probably have to order a few units at a time to make it worthwhile, or if you know what I mean. If I was making, okay, and this is the example that they have in 12 months to a million. If I was making a yoga mat and I wanted to go out, product research, be like, hey, what things do you need, what are you looking for in a yoga mat that can be better? Okay, it needs to be thicker, it needs to have a thicker strap. And then I would go to a manufacturer and be like, hey, I need samples that fit these criteria. I'd be like, cool, now I want 50 orders of that said design with this sample that I ended up liking, slap my logo on it, and then I try to push out those first 50 units. One thing that I'm veering from the book a little bit is that the book says to get your first order as soon as possible, and that is after work. And check this out. The security guard, my buddy and I, took some firewood to his house. As a thank you, he gave me this tincture that him and his significant other made. She is the best. He's really been through the ringer of life, so in order to sleep at night, she makes him this special little concoction. It's got chamomile, lavender, tart cherry, chrysanthemum, and valerian. So anyways, I'm super excited because I think I figured out why my circuit wasn't working last night at home. I plugged it in back into the timer of my calculator and one of my capacitors. It's a thing that temporarily stores a charge of energy, and I think that it was just too small. It's measured in farads, and I think that the value needs to be higher. Anyways, hopefully future Isaac has got that thing figured out. I also watched this video about this guy who had a very inspiring story about his business, how it became a hobby, and then how he turned it into a very successful business, warehouse, and everything. One thing that I do want to highlight is that it's going to get boring. And I know that because if this circuit doesn't work after I had this amazing epiphany, I am going to be extremely bored trying to figure out how to troubleshoot it. To get done, right? It's got to get done. And now a word from our sponsors. Did you really think I'm not flaunting it? If you want to hit me with that sponsorship, that's all right with me. Chill, guys. Chill. Got chocolate mousse boots. You could call me on my Bluetooth. Catch me with that Fruit Loop. Chill. It's like Captain Crunch. It's good until it ain't.
You are in for hell, bro. I am. So we're going to fail.
So this is what you mean when you say that whatever anyone says, it's insignificant.
Insignificant as fuck.
Right? It's the cap gun fire because
Yes.
it's just like it, because the voice in your own head is far worse. And I should say, sorry, one of the voices
Yes.
in your head.
Okay, that's it. Either I'm going to cut my... It's not what I meant. Either I'm going to cut to me working on the prototype, or... Either I'm going to cut to a clip of me working the prototype and it working out and it being successful, or we're going to go to the next day and ignore everything that I did tonight because it probably didn't work. I'm going to be totally honest. I thought I was going to cut to a clip of me in the car crying because I wasn't able to figure out anything. But I have good news. It works. And I have a plan. How this works is this is like the simulated garage door. So when this gets turned on, it's technically the garage door turning on. It goes to a power supply. The power supply goes to the breadboard. The breadboard gets set to this little circuit that's pretty much just a timer and says, hey, after 5 seconds, go ahead and flip that switch. Commencing epic montage. Cool. So the relay turned on. So what you're hearing in that awful ringing is the relay module going because the capacitor still has some charge in it, but it's just enough for it to be ringing back and forth until the capacitor totally charges all the way. Ooh, that's some morning crusties. You're not here for boring technical. You're here for exciting new startup. Yeah, me too, so let me know when it starts. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hey, we got a win for the morning, at least. That's all I can ask for.
Your phone and is reminding you that 911.
It's Friday. You know what that means. No, you don't know what that... I don't know what that means. I'm growing a horse on my face. I feel as though what I'm inclined to do is bring so much value to this that it would be ridiculous to not watch the next episode and to say no. So I feel like I got to compress this video into a smaller one than the first one. Information that is dripping with value. That's what I want. This is a message to my future self. Don't get distracted. You know what you need to do. If you are wondering whether or not you need to do it, take a step back, slow down. Take a second. Calm your nervous system. Calm your nerves. Dude, chill out. Give yourself 5 seconds. You can do that. We're here. Now it's time for the outro music. Play the outro music. I feel like I'm ending it on a really shallow note. We got a rough prototype of the circuit working. That is actually a really big step. Okay, so that might not be a win for the business, but it is a win for Isaac Garcia, and that is a win for the business. I deserve a burrito this morning. I have really bad news. It's not Friday. And I thought all day today that it was. Until I looked and I did my time and it was like, it's Thursday. Time to sign your time. Bro, are you kidding me? I just get to share the joy of a Friday twice in 1 week. Like, I'm gonna go home, work on the circuit, call it good. Keep talking to this camera until I end up saying something that's either funny or something that was worthwhile business-wise. Oh my gosh, that was so cringy. What was that? Oh man, that guy in the car next to me saw me do that. Oh no. Keep it cool. Keep it cool, man. What are we gonna do when we get home? We're gonna go ahead and work on that circuit. What are we gonna do exactly? We're gonna try to figure out how to make the solenoid go through a more proper circuit and also make it so that the delay is longer before we end up putting this in a PCB that is more permanent. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, getting a phone call. Sorry, that's the end of Friday, unless we jump to me doing any kind of prototyping. Peace. Good morning. It's Friday. It's not a Thursday Friday, it's a Friday. We're gonna be putting together that prototype and hopefully becoming
connected to your phone and is reminding you.
Today's a good day to have a good day, huh? I did a fairly good job of focusing this morning and yesterday evening, so I got a lot done. Funny how that happens. UFOs are real. The Air Force doesn't exist. Okay, yeah, let me rephrase that. This week was uneventful in the number of tasks that I ended up having to complete, but the importance of the task was pinnacle. Without the product, you don't got a product to sell. You can't make money if you can't provide people value, and that's how you gauge the price, right? You solve a really big problem, you get to price it for a lot. Now, you could make this, give it all the safety protection and make it really heavy, make it look like Fort Knox automotive grade steel, but if it doesn't provide value to the person at the end of the day, it's not going to be worth that price to them. Now, you might sell a few, but that's just the nature of things, and it's not going to become a product that people want to be like, oh, I want to tell that to Gretchen on the corner. Oh my gosh, the girls at the Books Club. Oh, they need one of these. They do need one, but not if it costs them an arm and a leg. And anyways, I'm hearing about all these home hacks, like things that you should get for your home if you want it to be more secure, like A, a fence, B, maybe some dogs, C, put some PVC pipe in any kind of glass door that slides. Like, I did a little bit of research, but it's really not sufficient. Now, one thing that I do want to dive deeper into is learning to know this community. There is a community of people that are really avid on home security, making sure their loved ones are safe, their valuables and everything they've worked for is protected. I mean, that is a universal language that we all speak, but at the same time, there are those people that also go above and beyond. We live in a condo and we hear other people walking around sometimes, and I just can't help but think, is that somebody trying to get in? Is that somebody either opening the garage door or opening up our gate in the front? I'm at that healthy level of paranoia before it gets a little bit over the edge, if you know what I mean. I want this product for myself. I want to have peace of mind. I want my things to be secure. Story time. My mom used a rake to jam in through the side, which worked perfectly fine. But there is such a high chance I thought I broke the garage one morning. And it's not good for the garage. Oh my gosh, the name! We haven't talked about the name yet. Okay, cue dramatic, cinematic montage. Yeah, I don't got a dramatic cinematic montage. And let me tell you the story of how the name came up. I'm thinking, I don't want this thing to be just another product that people buy, have to replace every 2 years of the feedback that all the competitors get. That has been the biggest critique, is longevity. And I saw some videos of some of the other ones getting cracked open and people replacing them by buying, and I'm thinking to myself, if they just didn't buy those cheap parts to put into their product, the longevity for the user would be tenfold. By buying a $2, $3, $4 more expensive part, you could easily make it so that they don't have to worry about their garage door lock until they have to get a new garage door. To me, that sounds kind of intuitive. I'm thinking, I don't want this thing to be bullshit. Those words exactly. I can't sell bullshit at all. We're not selling bull. We're not giving away bull. We are not spending our time on a half-assed product. So that kind of leads me into the segue of what is the name? Glad you asked. The anticipation is built. I'm thinking Nobu. Because I thought No Bull, that's a shoe brand company. I can't just go and copy them. But Nobu, N-O-B-U, it looks good, like on paper. It's 4 letters, rolls off the tongue. Thinking, well, like, is it some bad, like, does it mean something bad in another language? Or is it slang for something bad? And so I look up N-O-B-U, and it's Japanese for trust and extend. What does this thing do? Oh my gosh! This thing extends into your garage and provides trust that your family will be protected. Like, there is no... It was destiny. Like, that was destiny and fate all twined up into one. Oh man, and that felt like such a good revelation. What I can promise you is that we're getting momentum, and if for anybody that has a hard time starting things, momentum is your best friend. I want to thank you again for being here so much. On a very real note, this is going to be exciting for me, and I hope it brings value to you at the same time. I don't have a script that I'm going off of, but I just want to be honest and real, and if there's any kind of constructive criticism, kind candor, as Gary Vaynerchuk would say, if there's any kind of kind candor that you can give me, I would greatly appreciate it. You'll see it get more and more dense here as the knowledge stacks up. So without further ado, please subscribe. There's going to be many more of these coming along. And if you're somewhat excited about the journey that we're about to take, then please follow along. Oh wait, I still got my after work. Yeah. I'll talk to you after work. Spasibo. It's thank you in Russian. It automatically makes your voice deeper too. Spasibo. Well, it's Friday. You know what that means. We're going to be wrapping up this little shindig segment of a thing that we call videotaping to figure out what we want to give the world one day. And right now we're just giving it through a video format. Immaculate. This is going to be an immaculate weekend. The entrepreneurial spirit is high. It's a beautiful day. Roll some cool footage. If you can't tell, I got much more energy in the afternoon than I do in the mornings, and it is firing me up. The idea is to nail down this very entry-level circuit design. I'm gonna put it right here. Now, I'm very new to circuit design, so please have a little bit of grace with me. Oh, Isaac, that's probably so easy. Why did it take you a whole week to do that? Yeah, that's the voice that I'm giving, the critics. I don't know anything about circuit design. There is zero monetization happening on this channel. And if anything, I want to do the reverse of monetization. I want to give you money. Well, not necessarily money, but the opportunity for you to make money through knowledge. Because knowledge is your biggest investment. And if we know anything about investments, is that you need to beat inflation. And inflation is just everybody else learning more things about things. So don't be a sheep and invest in your brain. It's simple. That was eloquently delivered. Feel free to watch last week's episode. Like, subscribe, do whatever that is. Give me a little bit of feedback. Roast this channel, roast me, roast my haircut. We're going to be changing it up soon. And without further ado, you have a phenomenal week. I thought I'd end it on another sunset. Bye. Bye. Have a great week.